Man, why do they keep coming to me for advice? Am I delivering results? Are they executing on what I said? Is the company moving forward in what I'm recommending we should do as a leader? Well, I'm here to tell you, you're already doing the thing. You're already getting paid 6 figures, 70. Why not charge people outside of work, right? Why not do that? You're struggling with that, I know. And then when it comes down to the price, I can't charge that. Why not? You're getting paid to do it. You're literally getting paid for your advice and your expertise. What's stopping you from charging a premium for your mentoring, your guidance, your expertise, your advice outside of working hours? What's stopping you from charging people for that? I know in a Christian, if you have a person of faith in that community, it was deemed as being meek. We're giving back. Well, I'm here to tell you, yes, you should do that. You should definitely give back when you have overflow. You can't give back out of an empty well, right? So when we give in an abundance. Does that make sense? I know I'm preaching right now, but let's get into it. All right. So if you're new to the channel, you're new to the podcast, you're new to YouTube, wherever you're watching or listening, thank you for tapping in. Thank you for listening and welcome back. Today's episode, we're going to talk about you. And I know I've been on this, but it's one of those things, it's mindset. It starts there first. And I know imposter syndrome is a trendy, catchy word. So whether it's in a boardroom, whether it's in your one-on-one meetings, whether you're looking on LinkedIn, you're looking on YouTube, you're researching it. What is imposter syndrome? It's a mindset. It's really control, failure, wins. It's practice. You haven't had enough practice to become confident in what you're trying to communicate, what you're trying to deliver. That's all it is. And like I said, the control, failure, win is an acronym I use to break down things. Like when you're trying to control a situation, you're not going to be good at it first. Just like when you're working out, you're trying to increase your squat. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I felt led to do it. So you're trying to get stronger. You're trying to increase your squats, right? You want to get to 315. Well, you have to fail. You have to be in a controlled setting, which is the gym, whether it's at home or it's at EOS, Planet Fitness, UFC, whatever gym you have, 24-hour fitness, EOS. I said that already, but what is that one? It's a fancy one I'm thinking of. Equinox, whatever membership you're a part of, you have to be in that environment, right? But you know what you have to do when you go in those environments, you have to fail, and you have to fail repeatedly. That's where the control setting, the failure comes in. And then you know what, after you're in the controlled failure, the controlled space, if you will, and you fail repeatedly, eventually, if you don't give up, you will achieve your goals. And that's when it comes. And I'm tying that back to the mindset. Why aren't you charging for what you should be charging for? If people are coming to you outside of working hours or even within, working hours, obviously it's something.
I want to take a pause for a second and talk about your confidence, right? You got the experience, the results, the credibility, but when it comes to putting your voice out there, fear creeps in. Who am I to do this? Does that sound familiar? That's imposter syndrome, and it's keeping you small. My coaching is about breaking through that, helping you turn your expertise into content, conversation, and coaching that builds real influence in your industry. So if you're done hiding behind titles and ready to lead with your story, head over to connectingwithcreatives.com/coaching and let's get started. I'll see you soon.
Man, why do they keep coming to me for advice? Am I delivering results? Are they executing on what I said? Is the company moving forward in what I'm recommending we should do as a leader? Well, I'm here to tell you, you're already doing the thing. You're already getting paid 6 figures, 70K, 80K, 90K for being a leader in your role, for being a star in your role. Why not charge people outside of work, right? Why not do that? You're struggling with that, I know. And then when it comes down to the price, I can't charge that. Why not? You're getting paid to do it. You're literally getting paid for your advice and your expertise and your leadership. And when you don't charge a premium, what'll happen is people will just come to you. Hey, can I pick your brain? What do you think about that? I've learned I'm always tied in, go back to my roots. when I was in fitness and I was strength and conditioning coach. And people, hey, what do you think about how do you what should I do to lose weight? Right. And then I would see that individual maybe a couple months or weeks later, and they're still in the same predicament. And you know why that is? Do you know why that is? They have access to everything. They got YouTube University, they got the internet, they got AI. They can literally make a plan. But you know what it is? They're not committed. And when people are not committed and they're just kind of cruising and they're not locked in, then they won't get the results that they desire, right? When they're not intentional. But when people pay, they pay attention. When people invest in themselves, they get results. Honestly, I have a coach. Shout out to Virginia. And Virginia has coached me and showed me how to work on my business systems, work on operations, work on automations and things of that nature. She showed me that. So I paid and I paid attention because I got the results. Now I've been trying to set up certain things in business for years, automations, workflows, triggers, all of that type of stuff. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, it's okay. You just keep listening. And I noticed when I invested with Virginia, I was held accountable. I paid attention. I literally paid for the attention of the expert and I got results. And I got results fast because I committed and I wanted to see growth in that area. It's okay to give, but you have to have a system to be able to get the tire kickers off the fence. If not, they can watch free community content like this to come and to get to know you, to like you and trust you. And because you're showing up consistently, it's all about packaging. And what I'm still refining too is packaging my insight. You got to be able to story tell. You got to be able to relate to your potential client, customer, right? So it's really you maybe 5, 10 years ago that you're speaking to, or in those scenarios to where you've been at a higher level and gotten results and you're able to elevate people that are already at a C-suite or high performing level because you have a niche, expertise, because you're an expert and an authority figure in the space. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm carving out my space for people that want to achieve a podcast, whether it's for speaking engagements, digital products, consulting, it starts here. So that's why I'm doing this literally throughout the week, that you get this content on a regular basis. You come into my system, my community. I give you results because I've done it for myself and I've done it for others, trying to show you guys social proof what I'm doing, right? So I want to zero in on it. So that's why storytelling and packaging my insights, your insights with stories, will be relatable to your potential customer, potential client. And then like the biggest thing is you have to shift your mindset. You have to shift your mindset when it comes to mentoring. Like I just said before, they can come to YouTube, they can go to Apple, Spotify, they can subscribe to your newsletter just to get insight. They can do all of those things, but hear me out. You have to be able to shift that mindset from just helping, because if you're just going to help everybody, then nobody will get help. The ones that really need your help and want your help, if they know that they can work with you on a deeper level, then they will pay attention. They will get the desired results that you are putting out there, that you're offering them, your services, right? Like they will get the results. I know that I can get my ideal avatar, 6 figures, they're a leader, 5+ years in whatever niche that they're in. They're socially extroverted, but they're a natural introvert, right? So I'll speak on that later, but I know my avatar and I'm refining it even more and more and more as I continue my journey. You got to stop. I just want to help. You're helping by doing this. If they didn't find your content, then they wouldn't take the call to action to watch, to subscribe, right? To sign up for the newsletter, right? Whatever you have, the email list that you have, the community that you're building, right? So stop just giving it away. Like get intentional about it. Get you a coach. Get you a coach like me that's going to help you start your podcast to amplify your voice. If you want financial freedom, flexibility, right? Hopefully you got something from this. If you want to work with me to see if we're a good fit, all I want to do, honestly, is help you amplify your voice. That's all I want to do. Whatever you're great at, you're passionate about, you hear Kona in the background, she's crying. And you have social proof, you have proof within yourself, company, right, that you work for, or organization that you've been able to get results. We can work with that. We can amplify that to get in your system, your community, whatever you want to build. And you don't have to stop your 9 to 5. You could do this and integrate this throughout your day. That's what's so beautiful about that. So if that sounds like you, make sure you guys hit the link in the description, wherever you're watching, right? Make sure you apply. I have limited availability because I have a family, a 9 to 5, and I'm trying to give you value and focus on you. So if you're interested in starting your podcast and amplifying your voice, holla at your boy. All right. I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, share this with a colleague that needed to hear this. Share this now. All right. If you got to the end of this, I want you to comment podcast in the description, wherever you're watching. And I want to see if it's LinkedIn, if it's YouTube, maybe it's IG. Tap in and let me know you watched this episode. I'll see you guys on the next one.